issue with that is I'm conducting an investigation regarding a complaint right now. Okay.
Yep.
So if you refuse to identify yourself, then I may have to take you into custody because you are failing to follow through with identifying yourself.
I mean, unless I've committed a crime, I don't identify myself.
That would be obstruction.
I don't think I am. If you say I'm under suspicion for violation of the federal wiretap law or the Pennsylvania wiretap law, that's why you need my name, I'll give you my name.
I kindly asked you to stop audio taping, that's all I did.
Okay, you did.
Okay.
Yeah, and I said that I understand I'm a lawyer,
Okay.
well-versed in the law. I've prosecuted cases under
Two states, two police encounters. One powerful question. When officers demand your ID, do you actually have to give it? In Watertown, Wisconsin, and back in Ben Salem, Pennsylvania in 2010, tensions rise when citizens with cameras are confronted by law enforcement. But in both cases, something unexpected happens. These officers may have gone too far when demanding identification. Today, we're featuring footage from independent auditors who continue to spread awareness about civil rights. Make sure to subscribe to their original channels. Links are in the description. Follow them and tell them ID Refusal Pro sent you. We support civil liberties. Will they hand over ID or stand their ground? You're definitely going to learn something, and you will have an opinion about this one.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
Just taking some videos.
Of what?
Just anything I can see from the sidewalk, really.
For what reason?
Just for myself. I can't get into it right now.
Okay.
So
it's a security risk for you to be filming the bank and our customers. So I'm going to ask that you stop filming our customers in the drive up and our bank, okay?
I'm not gonna stop filming. So
Okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna be here too much longer. I mean, I don't know.
Okay. I'll have someone come and talk to you then, okay?
All right, sounds good.
What's your name?
I don't give my name.
Okay.
You guys, I just put my camera down and I was about to go somewhere else, keep going down the sidewalk. I was looking at the map on my phone and then she came up behind me. I didn't even see her come out. So she said that she was going to call somebody. We're gonna wait here, see who she's calling. We'll walk around here now, I guess. Sorry about that. If that audio was bad, I'm not sure. I didn't have my LC filter on, so hopefully it's not too bad, but should be good from now on. Well, I guess they called the police. I guess that's who they were gonna have come and talk to me. So. Hello, can I just get your name and badge number so I know who I'm talking to?
Absolutely. Officer Higgins, badge number is 3529.
All right, nice to meet you. I would shake your hand, but...
Yeah, looks like you.
Yeah.
Rotator cuff? Or?
Labrum and bicep tendon, so...
I used to work in the medical field, and...
Oh, yeah.
I would say better you than me, but that would be insensitive, so... How'd you injure it?
Wrestling.
Wrestling? Okay. Where do you wrestle?
I'm not gonna answer those
Okay,
those
okay.
types of questions. So
So, reason I'm out here, I received a complaint from the staff at the bank. Okay.
Yep.
They stated that you were inside the building filming.
no, never inside the building, nothing
Okay.
like that.
Okay. So yeah, so they said that initially you were outside on the sidewalk like you are right now, which is totally fine.
Yep.
But they said that you had come into the bank onto their property and you were filming inside the bank.
No, that seems like a false police report to me. So that's a crime. So I would definitely go investigate that. But
Yeah.
yeah, no.
And I'll definitely be following up with them as well.
All right.
Okay. So basically, I'm just making sure you're okay, making sure everything's good. They were concerned since you had obviously the sling and everything.
Oh, yeah.
They stated, or they reported that they commented to you that they advised that you stop filming inside of the building. You told them that you couldn't stop, and that's when you left the building. Does any of that sound familiar?
No, I was actually right here. I put my camera down, and I was about to leave, and then I was turned this way, and then I heard one of them come out, and then like standing right here, and they said that I had to stop filming, and I just told her, yeah, I'm not gonna stop the camera. So, and then she went back in there.
So they came out to you while you
Yep.
were on the sidewalk
Yep.
and talked to you. Okay. That's fair. Do you mind just giving me your name so I can check to make sure that you don't have any warrants or anything crazy like that?
Just Jacob.
Okay. Well, I'm going to need your full name. Anytime I have contact with someone, I have to identify them.
I'm not gonna identify myself. I keep that information pretty private. So.
The issue with that is...
This is the pressure point. The officer implies arrest for refusal to identify during a complaint investigation. Under Fourth Amendment jurisprudence, a person must be lawfully detained based on reasonable suspicion of a crime before compelled identification applies. In Wisconsin, obstruction requires interference or false information, not silence. Notice how the citizen calmly narrows the issue. Unless I've committed a crime. This is constitutional restraint in action.
That is, I'm conducting an investigation regarding a complaint right now. Okay?
Yep.
So if you refuse to identify yourself, then I may have to take you into custody because you are failing to follow through with identifying yourself.
I mean, unless I've committed a crime, I don't identify myself.
That would be obstruction.
That's a secondary offense. You have to commit a crime
It would be
before.
obstruction if you fail to identify yourself when I'm conducting an investigation regarding you.
I'm gonna challenge you on that one. Do you have a supervisor that?
Absolutely.
All right, can he come out here then?
2852, you want to stop by?
But you should definitely investigate that false police report because that seems like a big waste of resources to
That
me.
is absolutely my intention. But you're the person that I had contact with first, so I wanted to get your side of the story before I go in and get their side of the story as well.
Well, you have my side.
Yep, exactly. And that's what I'm attempting to continue and follow up on.
All right.
Okay, so this is my supervisor. This is Officer
All right.
Abbott. Hi. Do
Badge
you mind-
number?
We don't have badge numbers. We have employee numbers, 252.
Oh, sounds good.
Okay. So I'm just going to kind of explain what's going on and everything and what you've told me thus
Yep.
far, and then we can go from there. So basically, I advised him of the complaint. He stated that he was never inside the bank, never on their property, only on the sidewalk.
Yep.
He stated that staff came out, had contact with him here. He advised them that he was not going to stop filming.
Okay.
I said, as long as he's not on their property, he's on the sidewalk, that's totally fine.
100%.
No issue with that whatsoever. I asked him to identify himself. He told me that his first name is Jacob. He refuses to identify himself any further.
Okay.
I told him that I am right here, right now, conducting an investigation regarding a complaint that I received from the bank. And if he were to refuse to identify himself, that could be considered obstruction. He states that that's secondary to the investigation
Yep.
and it does not matter. and does not want to identify himself at this
Nope,
time.
that's fine.
And that's when he asked if he could talk to a supervisor.
Nope.
So I said absolutely.
Nope, super simple. They just said you were filming some of the people going through the ATMs. They thought it was an invasion of privacy. You might be trying to get some people's PIN numbers or something. That was their main concern.
Yeah, I don't
know
even
what's
think
going on.
this. I don't even think this camera could.
Probably not.
Yeah,
Probably
no.
not. That was their main concern, was just privacy issues for people's bank accounts and stuff like that.
This is institutional correction. The supervisor implicitly recognizes First Amendment protection of recording in public and acknowledges no applicable state statute supports compelled ID. Without detention under Terry v. Ohio, there is no lawful basis for mandatory identification. The encounter ends, not with arrest, but with clarity. Professional oversight prevented escalation.
I told them already that if you're on the sidewalk, you can film. There's no problem with that. I'm not going to force you to identify yourself or anything like that. They just don't want you on their property.
Yep.
So if you
yep.
stay on the public sidewalk, you're good to go, man.
All right, yeah, sounds good. I was about to head out, but I'm just gonna stick around a little bit longer so it doesn't look like I got chased away, and then yeah, I'll be on my way. So
That's fine.
Do you have any other questions for us at all then?
other than, I mean, it was definitely a false police report if they said that I was in there with the camera. So I mean,
So
Didn't sound like you were in there. They said over by the ATMs is how they put it.
oh, all right.
So that would be over by the ATMs. I don't know if
Yeah.
you're actually on the property, but
Yeah.
Yep.
The only-
And like
I
I
don't
said, I had contact with you and talked to you. I hadn't gotten information from them yet.
Yep.
All
I
right.
got additional information, so that's
So
what
nothing
we've
that
got.
puts you against a state statute, city ordinance, nothing like that, where we can enforce identification. So no problem with that. Do your thing. Enjoy
All right.
recording. Just do me a favor, just stay out of the driveway.
Yep. Yep.
Obviously, due to safety issues. But if you
Yep.
want to record and do your thing, obviously that's your right. So.
Yep. I'm not getting in the way of anybody or anything like
All right,
that.
Jake.
So
Any questions, man? Otherwise, we're gonna let you do your thing.
no, I don't think so.
All right.
Just-
you take care of yourself.
Yep. Have a good one.
Good luck with the recovery on that shoulder.
Yep. Thank you.
Yep.
In Wisconsin, a supervisor stepped in and corrected the mistake. But what happens when the supervisor is the problem? In Pennsylvania, intimidation replaces professionalism, and the law gets twisted in real time. The next encounter isn't just tense, it's a masterclass in standing your ground.
So we would appreciate it if you would leave. You are on private property. Thank you.
Okay. Do you have the audio on those cameras?
Yes.
Okay. Would you mind turning the audio off?
No, I don't need to.
Okay. You
Okay.
know,
Do I have to repeat what I just said?
Well, I
To this
think
young
this is
lady?
public access here.
Well, you're on private property and you're past
Well, I
that
think
point.
it's public. Well, I think this is
I think
public
you're past-
access.
Miss, it is a safety.
you understand you have every right to protest, but that you can't be on their property without their consent.
Okay.
You can be on public property. You can be on the roadway where it does not impede traffic, but they have the right to ask you to leave the property.
Okay. Well, there is public access along here, so it goes to a certain point. So I think we're within that point.
Well,
You are understanding that you're creating a safety hazard here.
No, I don't think we are.
Well, I am telling you that you are.
Well, what basis do you have for that? Because I'm telling you
You're
we're
in
not.
the roadway right now, creating a
Well,
safety
so
hazard
are you.
for people who come in.
So are the police
Because you're
officers.
here, I have to be here. Miss.
Well, I think we're standing by the side of the road. We were not in the road. We were always within the public access area.
do you know exactly where your property limits are? And we'll ask them to stay outside that
Technically, we are responsible up to the roadway.
limit. Okay.
Well,
Now,
technically,
what we have-
In his effort to stop the documentation, the supervisor grossly mischaracterizes the Pennsylvania wiretap law.
certainly.
Okay, and I'm going to ask you to turn the audio on the cameras off because it's illegal
Okay,
in Pennsylvania.
it's not illegal.
Yes,
Okay.
it is, miss.
I'm sorry,
You
it's
can
not illegal.
Ma'am, you can videotape me, but I'm asking you not to audio tape without my consent. Can
Okay.
you please do that?
Well, I understand what you're
Wiretap
saying. I
law,
do.
she is illegal.
Okay.
I
Ma'am,
understand what you're saying.
Audio, it's just video.
Okay, there's no audio?
No.
Okay.
There is audio on mine, and I'm a lawyer, and I know what the law is.
So you know
I'll
about
take the
wiretap
risk. You
laws,
can
is that
take me to
correct?
court.
Is that, you know about the...
The supervisor invokes the Pennsylvania Wiretap Act, 18 PACS Section 5703, but the key question is expectation of privacy. Courts have repeatedly recognized that public officials performing duties in public generally lack such expectation. Recording police in public is protected under the First Amendment unless it interferes with lawful duties. The law is not what he suggests, and the attorney knows it.
I do.
Okay, well, I'm not going to get into that here. Do you have identification, please?
I don't on me, no.
You don't have identification?
No, I don't have identification on me, no.
Okay, you have no idea
On me, no.
Okay, can I have your name, address,
Sure.
and birth date, please?
What do you need it for? Am I going to be arrested?
When we get a call, we get to take a police report that we get a call.
Okay.
That's all.
What do you need my ID for? Why do you need my name?
We're here on a police call. We're having contact with you, and we're going to identify you and name you on our police report. That's what we do.
Okay, well, I'd rather not give you my name.
Okay. Why would that be?
Because I don't think I'm doing anything illegal. I don't think I'm under suspicion of anything.
Okay. Well,
Why do I need my name?
You just told me that you're audio taping us, and I asked you not to do that under Pennsylvania wiretap laws.
Okay.
Okay. She told me she's not audio taping. Audio taping. I have no problem with that. I'm asking you to do the same thing.
Okay. Can we get a supervisor here? Because
I am one. That's
Okay.
why I'm here.
How about you? Above you?
That's not possible right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So you're gonna take me into custody because of suspicion of violation of the wiretap law?
Did I ever say that? I asked for
Well,
your
you asked for
name.
my ID, so I'm under suspicion for something, and you said the wiretap law. So what? Okay. But
You
you said
asked-
the reason that you wanted my name and not hers was because of the wiretap law. And Val, please
Okay.
keep videotaping the people who come in.
Okay. You asked why we need your name and
Yeah.
your information. Did I
Right.
ever say that I'm going to take you into custody?
Well, you said that you needed it for the wiretap law. You said you think I'm in violation of the wiretap law, so I'm assuming that you're going to do something about that. That's why you need my name.
But I never said I was taking you into custody.
Okay, well then I don't think I need to give you my name.
Every police call that we go on, we identify who we talk to, who called the police, who we're talking to,
Well,
and they go in the police report.
Unless I'm under suspicion for something, I don't think I'm required to give you my name. I don't think I am. If you say I'm under suspicion for violation of the federal wiretap law or the Pennsylvania wiretap law, that's why you need my name, I'll give you my name.
I kindly asked you to stop audio taping. That's all I did.
Okay, you did.
Okay,
Yeah, and I
and-
said that I understand I'm a lawyer,
Okay.
well versed in the law. I've prosecuted cases under the federal and the Pennsylvania state wiretapping law. I know that this is is
Okay.
legal.
Okay.
So, you're telling me you don't think it is, and you want my name to fill out in your report because you think I'm violating the wiretapping law. That doesn't make sense to me. Because if you think I'm
Okay.
violation of a crime, wouldn't you want to take me into custody and get all my information?
I never said that.
Okay, well then I'm not in violation.
Here, the attorney exposes the constitutional flaw. Under Fourth Amendment standards in Terry v. Ohio, 1968, compelled identification requires lawful detention based on reasonable suspicion. If the officer truly believed a crime occurred, detention would follow. His retreat signals absence of probable cause. This is how you dismantle intimidation. Calmly.
In violation of a crime?
I asked you to stop audio taping.
Right.
I said in Pennsylvania we have wiretapping laws. It's
Right.
not legal to audio tape someone without their consent. You refused. I asked you for your information. I never said anything about taking you into custody.
Okay. Well, I don't think I'm violating.
Okay.
This is public property. This is
Okay.
public access.
Well, I don't know that you're on
I
public
am-
property right now.
Well, I know that we are. I've looked into it. We've done this before. We've been here many, many weeks. We stand in the public access area.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Do you know for a fact that right now you're on public property?
well, because we stood, now I think we're in the driveway because we're talking to you. But where we were standing,
If you're not sure either, how could you say that we're in violation?
I don't know. I do
Well,
not.
then,
Right,
if
then
no
why
one
are you-
knows, then somebody needs to find out, and it probably would be more of your responsibility being you're in the law.
They get sued.
Okay, here's what we're going to do.
okay,
We cannot have you stand in the driveway here
okay,
on this side of State Road where this is plowed because they've maintained it and they don't want you on the driveway.
okay.
If you want to stand on the other side of these snowbanks, you can do that, okay? We're going to find out through the township exactly where their property line is, but for right now, we're going to ask you not to impede their traffic and not to stand in this driveway. If you want to stand on the other side of State Road, I can't tell you to stand on someone's private property. If you want to stand anywhere that's public property, you can do that. We don't know exactly how far their private property goes to State Road or what's considered public access because there is no sidewalk here under the snow. But what they're asking is you don't stand on this plowed driveway and you stand on the other side of these snowbanks.
Okay.
Meaning, what would that be?
Okay.
Okay, let me finish. What will happen if we don't move?
If this is private property and you don't move, you could be cited for trespassing.
I'm asking you, what will happen now today if we don't
Right this
move
second.
right now?
Not
you don't move-
before
Yeah.
you find out what. his
Yeah, like right now
property
you're
lines
taking
are.
his word for it and maintain, and your understanding of law is that because they maintain this driveway, we have to go certain
What-
distance from the snow. I'm asking you, what will you do if we don't move?
I will go to the township. I will find out exactly where their legal property line is, and if law enforcement action has to be taken or citations have to be issued, that'll be done. What the question is,
Officer, while you're here, we got somebody on videotape who almost sideswiped me deliberately. He actually went into the snow, trying to hit me when I was off the road. Well, I'll have to look at the video to see what I captured, because I won't make a report unless I actually got his information.
All right. I can assure you no one has given these people any reason to be unsafe. We would not do something like that.
Well, videotape doesn't lie.
We are being as courteous to you as we possibly can.
Video doesn't lie, so we'll see.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, it does? Okay. Oh, he's trying to get me. Ooh. Yeah, he did.
Oh my God.
Did you see that? Be careful, Val.
Predictably, the Ben Salem police have taken no action whatsoever against those responsible.
Wow.
2 states, 2 confrontations, 1 truth. Without reasonable suspicion, there is no forced ID. When citizens know the law, intimidation collapses. You don't need to be loud, you need to be legally armed. In this country, freedom isn't granted by permission, it's exercised by knowledge. If you've ever been pressured to show ID without a crime, tell your story below. Subscribe so you never get cornered by confusion again. This is ID Refusal Pro, where constitutional knowledge is power and calm resistance wins.